It's always hard to make custom order. If your customer would like to order something with specific height and width, usually it's very hard to fulfill their requirement. And I like to show you how to calculate it. Say if your shrinkage rate is about 12%, so someone want to order like 3.5 deep on the inside and 8 on the width. So you have to calculate it. So for the width, if you calculate 8 divided by 0.88, because your shrinkage rate is 12%, so you have to divide it by 0.88. So it comes up with about 9.1, not quite 9.1 inches. And for the depth, the inside depth, 3.5 divided by 0.8 is about 4 inches. So as long as you come up with the measurement, and you want to use the tumble stick, if you have your customer want to order like a set of 2 or a set of 4, then you need to have a tumble stick to be able to get a repeat. So this is my ruler, that tumble stick, and with the O-ring to hold in position, so you know this is about 4 inches. 4 inches. And the width about 9, because we calculated, about 9. So after you throw your first one, your next one will be the same. The depth for after fire is going to be 3.5, and the width after fire is going to be 8 when we make 9. So that's how you do that. So let's start to make the first bowl. This wheel is the new upgrade. I just showed in my previous video on how I replace it. It's much quiet now. So first I sand it. I tend to make the piece of a clay a little bit bigger. So if I have an extra height, I can trim it off. So because we have a tumble stick, and we can measure it, and if that's a little bit too high or a little bit too wide, we could adjust it. And when you are making a larger bowl, usually you want to throw it and put it on the bed and throw. So after you're done, you can just remove your bed. I know the 9 inches is a little bit wider, but I want to get it a little bit higher, so when I push it out, I could trim it out. But first I will get it a little bit higher. if you feel the surface is too much friction, you can always stop in the middle and add water or add slip to lubricate it. You don't need to pour all the way to the top all at once. So let's check it with the tumble stick. So this is the tumble stick. Okay, so the height is it's a little bit lower, so I could lift it up a little bit, and the width is a little bit too, so I could stretch it a bit more and pull it up a little bit higher. Check it again. Okay, again, needs to go a bit wider. And I will take care of the inside. This is my 5 inches wooden rib. So with this, I could compress the inside, so especially the middle, the center point, is nice and smooth. And the very final step is that if you don't want to, after you use sponge to remove all the slip, might have a little bit of more sponge texture. If you don't like it, you can use a metal rib to just carefully remove it. That's the final check-in. The O-ring is fitting there and the depth is good. Okay. And just trim the corner off. Using my wooden knife, just chop the corner off. My number 10. So this is the first ball that with the calculate, and it's about 9 and the depth is about 4. Okay. So now I'm gonna make my second one. Actually, this piece of clay is a little bit, tiny little bit bigger than my my first one. So I could make it a little bit taller and just chop it off. Yeah, I like the new motor. It's much quiet. So let me check the size. Right, the width is almost about right. Could be a little bit wider. And yeah, a little bit too tall. Not my inside stick is not touching the center point. So I will need to chop it off, remove a little bit clay. But before I do that, I want to make sure that the shape looks similar and make it to the right width. Okay, so I will try to trim a little bit off. All right. A little bit thick, so I'm gonna make it a bit thinner. Yeah, so the measurement is really important, so I measure it accurate. Okay. So this size is fine, and then I'm just going to take care the inside. I want to have a nice curve. Again, 5 inches rib for the larger bowl. Okay, so that's my second bowl with similar, very similar measurement. Okay, so this is my second bowl. Let me bring my first one. So these two bowls, okay, that's very similar size, and after they dry, I can trim it so they will fit almost perfectly the same size. The feet is adjustable, so you can trim it so they will be the same height. Okay, so this is the tumble stick. It's my invention that with the O-ring you can hold it in position, the vertical, and this is adjustable, right? You can slide it in and out. The smaller, thinner O-ring, and the thicker O-ring is on the vertical, so this is also adjustable too. So after you measure it, you can set it up at the same position, and you can make the repeat shape. As towards the width and the depth is the same. The outside of foot, okay, depending on how tall you're gonna put. The foot is adjustable, so you will have a very similar repeat shapes over and over again, no matter how big or how wide. So you can repeat it. Okay, so two functions in one tools that you can check the thickness of the bottom. From my previous video, I showed you how to do that. And from this video, you can make repeat shapes, or you can make nesting bowls, and also you can calculate. So after fire, it will be the size you want it to. Like if you not have like 8 inches and 3.5, then you reverse it. You divide it by 0.88. Assume your shrinkage rate is about 12%, and then you could get it accurate measurement before fire. So after fire, it will be the size that people want it to.